Previously, I started the process of repowering the Catamaran. We're upgrading from 260 horsepowers to 290 horsepowers. I purchased this one from Facebook Marketplace. When we took off the old motor, we noticed that lag bolts were allowing water to leak into the bottom of the hull, and this is where we pick up. All right, the two holes that had the lag bolts I filled with the liquid nails, as you can see. I'm about to give this a light sand in with the sander and smooth it all out before I put the filler on here. All right, we've got the area all sanded up. We're about to wipe it down with the acetone, and then we will apply the structural repair putty. I get this from Total Boat. You got to mix the little hardener with it. This isn't going to take much at all, just a couple of drops.
Yeah,
So this stuff is blue in color now, and then when it hardens, it'll turn clear. Just get it up in there.
Daddy. Ooh, yeah. We're going to like this. Ooh, yeah.
You silly boy.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Daddy.
All right, so that was two really simple spots. I just put it on there a little bit thick, and then we'll smooth it out with a sander. I'm going to this side over here where they used to have the drain plug, and I'm going to put way too much on here, but I'm going to smooth this out also, and then we'll sand it. Just make it look a little bit nicer.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh's right. All right, it's starting to harden and thicken, so I can't really mess with it too much more. Don't want to go too low right there. I think that's going to be about it. Yeah, we're just going to sand that smooth, and that'll do it. All right, so by far the longest thing when putting an engine on your boat, getting everything to fit in this. Your power wire, your control wire, your two throttle cables, your gas, all needs to fit in there. Your throttle cable needs to be in line and everything. So that was a big pain. Installing your throttle cable and your shift cable. This groove right here, oh, this focus, goes in the grooves on this metal piece here. So it's very important that this cable is going to end up down there by my pinky, and then the throttle cable is going to end up on the top part, and then you sandwich that down with this piece of metal here, and that holds your throttle and your shift in place, so that way it never comes off of your engine. All right, I had a revelation here. One of the reasons it's so hard to get the cover on top is because I put it on backwards. So this thing needs to be totally flipped around. That's gonna make all the difference in the world. So once I get that in, I realized that the prong that holds the old throttle apparently was slightly larger. This hole is not big enough for here or for the shifter. So I'm gonna have to drill those out and hopefully don't crack them. All right, so now that the motors are finally mounted up, check out the difference of the size of the 90. Now do you understand what I was talking about in that previous video? That thing's enormous compared to this 60. So much bigger. And that's why I thought it was like 300 or 400 pounds more. Check out the size of the props. Boom. That's a big difference. We're gonna go a lot faster. So check out where the bottom of these 60s sits, and then where the bottom of the 90s sits, and they're very similar. So I'm happy about that. It should ride very similar. All right, I finally got the 90 mounted. It's got 4 bolts that I put on, and I made a crucial mistake, and I'm about to show you now. This, I should have threaded this steering rod through when the motor was still on the hoist. Oh. Now I've got to push it back up into the boat in order to get it to here. So I've got like, it looks like 4 or 5 more inches to go. So let's see if I can do this. Alright, I'm gonna go turn the motors all the way to the left, maybe? See if that makes a difference. Alright, so if I go this way, it gets shorter. Good, that's much shorter. That's gonna work out. Alright, so I turned the steering wheel to the motor would go that way if it was hooked up. That made the shaft a lot shorter. Oh yeah, we only got about 1 inch to go. Here we go. Let's get in there. Hopefully it slides through with ease. Oh yeah. Nice. That is better than I expected. Alright, now this. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in and show you what this is. I need to take this nut off first before I can slide mine on. Got the old nut off. New one's right here. Alright, I think that's gonna do it. Alright, I got my little steering arm from eBay. It curves this way. My other one, I don't know if it does the exact same thing. It only came with 1 washer. I think I will eventually try and get 1 more washer to go on the nut side. So I've got the washer on the top and just threading the nut now. But I'm gonna try and get 1 more washer on there. So this side here should mount here. There's gonna be a little triangle bracket that comes out, but it only comes out about 3 inches, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work. I may end up returning this and get one that bends the other way. Sure, it's pretty good. I'm gonna have to get another gas line because this one isn't long enough. You're gonna see the motor still sounds the same when we unplug this. At the first one unplugged, and it made absolutely no difference in the sound of this thing. It's purring like a kitten. So I'm going to plug this into the one that I've got in the boat. Alright, I unplugged the other one and the engine still sounds great. I plugged them both into my wire harnesses here. I don't know that this is going to work because this one's only got 2 wires that came out of the engine. See it here. And then this one's got 4 wires. These have 4, but none of the colors match up. But we're gonna go to the dashboard and see if it says anything. Our tach here on the right side is the only engine running, and it is registered at 7,000 RPMs. How about that? One of those wires goes to the tach. The 292 hours here, that's from my old engine. Alright, so I unplugged the one with the 2 wires, and the tach is still working. So it's the one with the 4 wires. So if you've got one of these Yamahas, the 4-wire plug is going to go to your tach. I don't know where this goes. Or, yeah, what it's supposed to operate. I don't know. I'll try and look in the center console and see if I see these wires and see what they go to. Alright, you can see we've got the holes filled and sanded. We're going to wipe it with acetone so we can get our gel coat on. Alright, so if you're not aware, gel coat is just basically paint that you add a hardener to and paint it on your boat. Essentially, you measure out how much you think you're going to use and add that exact amount of hardener, and then you have probably about 10 or 15 minutes to paint that onto your boat before it starts to harden. In this case, we're just doing tiny little areas, so I didn't measure anything out.
Now paint the boat. Now paint the boat.
That's right.
And a people.
Well, I was trying to do just one coat.
Come on, turn on.
That's gonna do it. The motor is mounted, the controls are hooked up. We're gonna add that last bracket and we'll be on the water in no time. Thank y'all so much for watching. Until next time, y'all stay safe out there so you can return home still alive.